I love exercising. It helps to distract myself from work and keep myself toned. For the same reason I go to the gym 3 times a week. It's not very prestigious here, it's in the old gym. I come early, at the opening and work out for about an hour. Somehow it so happened that I was always alone in the gym in the morning. Of course it didn't scare me at all. I used to turn on the radio on the old stereo and concentrate on my exercises. But one winter day another athlete showed up. I went into the gym, and there was already light on, music playing, and a man of about 40 sitting on a bench with a barbell. He was dressed as usual, a t-shirt, shorts and sneakers on his feet. I said hello, but the guy paid no attention to me. He just stared at one point on the wall and continued to do so. Strange guy. But on the other hand, not many people talk to strangers in the gym. Of course, not to say hello, it's impolite, but there are those too. I started the class. I glanced at the man from time to time. And he just sat in one pose, and still sits there. A strange guy, in a word. Creepy to me began a little from such a neighborhood. I even wanted to shorten my complex, but then I thought it was crazy to interrupt the training because of a strange man. Besides, I can do a barbell press on another bench. There are 2 of them in the gym. And of course, the most terrible and mystical thing began when I was doing this damn barbell from the chest down. First the radio started stuttering. Music grew louder, then completely silent, then the channels began to switch by themselves. It was a horrible spectacle. I hear the weather forecast screeching all around the room, then the total silence, and then the music starts pounding my ears again. And the main thing is that I have 6 repeats left. I gritted my teeth, pressed the barbell and called the guy all sorts of names to myself, because he could not turn off the crazy music center. Then the lights started flashing, turning everything into a strange attraction of madness. The lights flickered, making me feel as silly as possible. The music was blaring. I suddenly felt scared, uncomfortable. I didn't even want to admit it to myself, but I felt like a child again. All kinds of silly and scary stories popped into my head, about monsters, ghosts, and dead people. I didn't know why. I don't even watch horror movies. It was as if someone else's thoughts were starting to reverberate in my head. By that time there was only one more repetition left to do. I squeezed the barbell, holding it in the up position with my arms outstretched. And at that very moment the light goes out and the music fades. It feels as if a thick blanket is being thrown over you. When the lights came back on, I saw a man leaning over me. He hovered over me and looked at me, and his face, upside down, looked like a hideous mask. And the creepiest thing is that his gaze is blank, absent, and his face is impassive. There's no such thing as a human face. Completely motionless. That's what scared me the most. I screamed, and from the surprise I almost dropped the bar on myself, and it weighed over 100. Then the light goes out again, and when it comes back on a moment later, the man has already disappeared. And the radio went completely silent. I put the barbell on the restraints, jumped up and looked around the hall in complete silence. My hands were shaking from fear and tension, and I couldn't stop the trembling. The man was gone, but he could not have left the hall so quickly. It also turned out that the music center was off. So the guys I knew started to come up. I tried to tell them the story, but I can't even articulate it clearly. I still don't know what I was up against. But it seemed to me that an unexplainable force was trying to orchestrate everything so successfully that I let the bar out of my hands. I don't know why it had to do that. Since then I no longer went to the gym in the mornings. Started working out in the evenings. And I tried never to stay in the gym alone again. Thank you for watching and supporting me. Subscribe to the channel, there will be many more interesting things.